What's up? Welcome to episode 16 of Jar Sports Takes. Been a little been a pretty sad week with Philly winning the Super Bowl. Something I predicted, but definitely did not want to happen. Thought Mahomes would be able to get it done, but that defense proved to be way too much for him. So this week on all the talk shows, all they've talked about is how Hurts is elite. Hurts is a top three guy in the NFL right now. They said is it he on the way to be a Hall of Famer now just because of this one Super Bowl win. And before I get into the rest of this video, I'm just going to say right now as a disclaimer. I'm not hating. I think Hurts is a good quarterback. I don't think he's elite by any means. Congrats on a Super Bowl win. He does things good, but there is a lot of struggles in his game. I think it's very unfair for him to have these elite conversations once he wins a Super Bowl. I just don't think they need to be having these conversations after a Super Bowl like this. So let bro enjoy the Super Bowl. Let him enjoy that ring, that win. Congrats to him. And let's move on. There's no reason to have top three conversations when you haven't called him a top three in any of his years as a quarterback. Even this season, you didn't talk about him being a top guy. You talked about last year he might be out in Philly soon. Like for them to have that conversation in the sports media world is just crazy to me. But once again, I'm not hating as a disclaimer. He won Super Bowl MVP. Congrats to him. But he did not have like a phenomenal, outstanding game where he put the team on his back like people say he did. That defense is what runs that football team, like flat out, obviously. To start the Super Bowl, first drive of the game resulted in a punt after probably a, ticky-tacky PI call, offensive PI call. And then second series, they got the drive extended on a BS, unnecessary roughness on Kansas City to extend the drive. A couple plays later, they scored a touchdown on a Hurts tush push, and he had 48 yards on the drive, 2 for 2, and the rushing touchdown. So good drive overall right there. Third series had a very bad interception thrown off his back foot, just something I haven't heard anyone talk about since he won, MVP and they won the Super Bowl. Just that interception was just, blown to the wind. Their fourth drive, they settled for a field goal after starting at their 43. You'd think they, get deep in territory, try to score another touchdown. Had to settle for a field goal. Then on KC's ensuing possession, Mahomes threw a pick six to DeJean. They're down 17-0 at that point. Fifth series for the Eagles, they punt the ball. Then on the next series, Mahomes throws another bad interception. The interception wasn't completely on him. His lineman backed up into him, fell on his foot. Bad throw, whatever. That led to an interception. They had the ball at the 14. 2 plays later, AJ Brown's wide open, touchdown. They're up 24-0. And up 24-0 at halftime. Pretty much everyone thinks the game's over. That little likelihood of Mahomes pulling off a Tom Brady in the second half. It didn't seem like it was going to happen. The defense was too elite on Super Bowl Sunday for, him to even have a chance of coming back at all. So to say like Hurts put the team on his back is just crazy to me. That's just looking at the stats, thinking he got MVP and saying, "Oh yeah, he did everything." That defense deserves a lot of credit how they handle Mahomes and that entire offense. So this Hurts conversation I've been having all week. I mean, I've had it in the past too, but especially with him winning a Super Bowl, people are talking about it a lot more. And I can see both views. I see Eagles fans, their biased takes. I get it. He's your guy. You're going to want to boost him up. But I see the other side too of, how a football fan and how a football analyst should look at the game too. In my opinion, Hurts is in a perfect situation right now. He has an elite offensive line, probably best line in the league. He has two all pros right there. He has an all pro running back, obviously the best running back in the league this season. Two top 15, two top 20 receivers outside, and the best defense in the league statistically speaking. And him being the quarterback of this offense, of Kellen Moore's offense more specifically, is a great thing for him. I mean, he's done what he's needed to do. He doesn't turn the ball over this season. He's got things done on his legs when he needs to. And like I've said, he's good. He's a good quarterback. I don't think he's in that elite conversation. I don't think he's a top three, top five, top eight guys. I'll give him top 10. I will say that. Just with how this offense and this team in general has been constructed, it's hard not to succeed as a quarterback right there. Like, if you're throwing picks left and right when you don't need to throw the ball a whole lot, like that you're going to be bad. Like that's a bad situation. And he just hasn't done that this season. And credit to him, he hasn't really put the ball in tight windows. He hasn't took too many risks because hasn't needed to. They're playing ahead every game. They're running the ball, pounding the ball. So it's not, and that's no discredit to him. Like that, it's not his fault. His team is amazing. Like it's a lot different from last year. Brian Johnson's offense compared to Kellen Moore's offense this year. Last year, he was asked to do a lot more, which led to, 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. He had a very down year. Obviously, they collapsed at the very end, which I called that from the beginning of the season, very beginning. I said, yeah, this team is good, not that good. But yeah, last season he was put in situations where he had to throw the ball in tight windows. And, it led to interceptions. It led to him having a bad season. He struggled. Kellen Moore came in, made the offense a lot easier for him. Howie Roseman got Saquon. And it just makes everything easier as a quarterback because you don't have to do as much. You don't have to go out there and win games yourself. You're literally just game managing, as they say nowadays, and you're keeping the ball in your hands. You let defense do their thing, and you get the ball to the playmakers in space and things like that. And it just makes everything as a quarterback so much easier. And I wouldn't even be making this video if guys weren't saying he's an elite top three guy. This is the start of a Hall of Fame career. I just don't think that's right of them to put him in that situation right after the Super Bowl. Like I've said, it's just setting him up for people to take shots at him and to bring him down when obviously you just won a Super Bowl. I just don't think that is right in the media sense. I get they want to get people talking. I get they want to have hot takes and all these other things, but I just don't think it's right personally. And my next point on all this, I've got a lot of hate for when I've talked about it with my friends, all Eagles fans. There's multiple quarterbacks that you could go grab and put on this Philly team, and you're getting the same result. It's not like Hurts is doing anything extraordinary where it's like, oh my God, no, there's no other guy in the league that can make this play. This roster can succeed with many quarterbacks in the league. I'll give you a list right now on the screen. And this list is this season. This isn't like last season, how they would have did, how they'll do next season with this team. That if I put this quarterback on this team this year, would they have been led to a Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl? So I got Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Dak, Stafford, Herbert, Jaden Daniels, and Jared Goff. It's guys that have enough arm talent. They know they can hand the ball off, and you're going to win the game. Like, these guys aren't going to put you in any situations where it's like you're going to have three turnovers a game. It's just not going to happen because they don't need to. And like I said, during the season, no one said he was a top five guy. Like, Hurts was never in them combos. So the fact that they won a team game, they won a Super Bowl, team sport, and then you put him specifically in a top quarterback range. I just don't get that. That's just silly to me. And obviously, credit to him. Good playoff run. Like, seriously. But he was only averaging 182 yards per game, and he had five passing touchdowns in four games. And like I've said, it's football. Like, if they're up, they're not going to be passing the ball. His stats aren't going to be as good. He is doing what he needs to do to get it done. But if you go put him on another team, like say Dallas or the Chargers, are the Chargers going to the playoffs this season? I don't think so. I don't think he could win with that football team. If you put him on Dallas this season, are we still going to struggle? Are we not going to make the playoffs? This is a perfect situation for Jalen Hurts. And one of my friends said, he's a winner. He's won at every single level. Like I said again, is he going to win on a different team if it's not a stacked roster? He hasn't won in past years because they haven't had a coordinator or they haven't had a running back. It's just a lot of things go into football, which I don't think people understand. Like as a casual fan, they have no idea what goes into football on a week to week basis. Like a playbook alone would have people's minds rattled. Casual fans don't understand how much goes into football and they're just seeing it from an outside view as fans. And that's all right. There's no problem. But when you try to argue certain things and then people don't understand like even simple coverage concepts or simple route concepts or like what's that? Like what are we really arguing about here? And I said game manager earlier, that's a lot what a lot of people call Brock Purdy, including myself. He's in a situation, a Kyle Shanahan offense. He has weapons around him, and he can succeed in that. I don't think Purdy, when they were having all these, oh, he's going to be elite, he's going to be a great guy, great quarterback for the future. I don't think he was that. I don't think he will ever be that. I think he is a game manager put into a good situation, and he's going to succeed and thrive in that type of offense. Like I said with Hurts, if you put him in a different offense, is he going to be able to do anything similar? I don't think so. Purdy had a terrible year this year, and when his guys all went down, all of his all pros, all of his pro bowlers, like you saw him struggle. And let me clarify, I think Hurts is better than Purdy for sure. Like Hurts, like I said, top 10, 8 through 10 probably in that range. I've been hearing this combo all week, and it's just getting tiring seeing people put him on this pedestal just because he won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Like Nick Foles won a Super Bowl with Philly. Was he in the top conversations just because he won a Super Bowl? No. Let's calm it back. Let's take it back a little bit. He's a top 10 guy, cool, But to put him in a conversation with Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar Jackson just blows my mind because he doesn't have the type of arm talent as they do. He's a good rusher, don't get me wrong. He can escape the pocket, get downfield, run. But a lot of his touchdowns are from, a yard out, getting pushed from behind. Like, let's calm it down a little bit. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents about it because, like I said, it's been aggravating me all week seeing people put him on this elite pedestal, which he is not. Good quarterback, not elite, not great. And I'll get back on Dallas videos probably next week. Obviously, we hired our entire staff for the Cowboys. Schottenheimer's put together, quite a decent coaching staff, if I must say so right now. Like some of the guys, like some of the picks. Kind of sad we didn't get Tashard Choice as our running backs coach. He actually just went to Detroit today when I'm recording this video. And free agency is a month away. I'm going to make a video about that, who we could get, even though I highly doubt they go out and make some noise in free agency. And another thing that's been a conversation this week, of course, Dallas has to be conversation every single week about something. Can never just stay chill and have a week without Dallas Cowboys football being talked about by the national media. But Dak had some comments. I'll put them on the screen. Like, what else do you want bro to say? Like, you want to say we suck? We're not that close. We are many pieces away. Like, no, he's going to be confident. He's 9-4 against Philly. I'm not going to say he owns Philly, but like, he's done his fair share of winning against Philadelphia. But if you made it this far, appreciate you watching. Hopefully come out with a video next week or 2 weeks from now. Thanks for watching.